That's fine. You should have a transgender guest on to discuss it. It's not my expertise. But let me just be very clear. That's not what you asked. You started the question saying you and Bill Maher are not, you're all lefties who became conservative. You're not, let's be honest. Bill Maher is an old white guy who's had a history of bigotry. He was never on the left. And therefore, I do see a lot of old white men who are very uncomfortable with people of color and people who don't look or sound like them, asking for rights, asking for space, asking for freedom. And that is the backlash. If you really cared about free speech, you would be going on about the silencing of pro-Palestinian speech on campus, the banning of books in Florida, not the green M&M or Dr. Seuss or all these Fox Murdoch-generated fake controversies.
But they're not Fox Murdoch-generated controversies. They're generated by
yes,
the woke
they are,
left.
Piers. They literally start on Fox.
No.
They literally start on Fox, Piers. You haven't been living here for the last few years. I'm telling you, I'll send you a long list
in America for 20 years. They start with somebody on the woke left.
Well, I'll give you a long list after the show's over.
I would say they start with somebody on the woke left doing something nuts and playing right into the hands
of some random person who's amplified by Fox. Meanwhile, Ron DeSantis gets a pass from you and other journalists for bringing in authoritarian rules in Florida.
But
if you're really worried about freedom,
Mehdi,
focus on the fascists who are getting rid of our freedom.
Right, but I think it's...
Don't focus on a random college student with a placard that you don't like.
Hang on. I think the wokery is a form of fascism. I've said this many times. It's about silencing people that don't agree with you. BS. It's about, in the trans debate, if all the trans debate was about was a right to fairness and equality for trans people, I'm a fully signed up member.
Hold on. I want to be clear here. I want to be clear here. You think... I want to be clear. As I said, I believe we should be able to have a debate about transgender rights, about access, about safe spaces. I believe that. But are you suggesting that transgender people, one of the most demonized minorities facing high rates of violence, are fascists, are a fascist threat to America at a time when your friend Donald Trump is an actual fascist saying, I'm going to be a dictator?
You're misquoting me.
You're
misquoting me. I said that when the woke left behave like fascists, which I think they do regularly, because they silence any debate. For example,
do you think Donald Trump behaves like a fascist, Piers?
Well, we're talking about the woke left.
Do you think Donald Trump behaves like a fascist?
We've already talked about Donald Trump.
Why do you not talk about Donald Trump's fascism?
I have talked about Donald Trump.
You told me how popular he is.
You
didn't condemn him.
I've talked about him.
I noticed you didn't condemn him.
I've condemned many things Donald Trump's done. In fact, you cited one of them earlier.
Fascism?
You cited one of them earlier. I don't think Trump is a fascist. No.
Wow, but the left, transgender activists are fascists. Trump, who says I'm going to be dictator for a day,
I'm talking about why
the woke left,
when the woke left wants to suppress free speech, they behave like fascists. When they want everyone to conform to their narrow worldview, and when they want to shout down and silence and suppress debate about, for example, trans athletes competing in women's sport.
Who's been banning books in America, Piers? The woke left or the Republican Party?